What up? What up? We are here. And it is time to do the thing that we are doing. Right, I'm back.
Welcome back.
We are still too short 2 game loop.
Yeah, where is our blue demon?
I don't know.
It's a little annoying.
In the meantime, I guess I'm playing Risk of Rain if anyone wants to watch.
Dang, in the meantime, I guess I'm playing backpack battles. Haha, hee hee.
Is that different from Heroes? Or whatever?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's different.
I haven't heard of that.
It's a silly little auto battler.
Hmm. I was gonna do Risk of Rain in the background either way, just to have something video side. But this is bugging me. Why are the black borders? Who's this? That did not fix it. Just zoom in slightly, I guess. No, how's audio sound? Perpetual question, I guess. Impossible
The
question.
never-ending question. It just goes on and on.
The rain is risk.
Yes.
The rain.
The Paleolith precipitation.
Oh, it's been forever since I played the second one. I got like a bunch of updates and I just never went back to it.
There's a new expansion coming sometime soon. Down a smidge. See if that's any better. Also,
Sounds good to me.
on the individual level too, because at least for the stream, gotta just kind of adjust all through Discord. It'll be the same output. I don't know why my brain cannot fathom the idea that shift is not the run button right now.
Hmm.
I missed. Okay, cool. We still have 2 people not in the call, so if you're sticking around, then let me know.
Hmm. I mean, it is like 15 minutes past.
But I went live.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ping Roman.
Blurg. Like, Corbin, I understand, but
Yeah.
The guy who actually had to get up for this is not late.
Yeah, right. I hit him with the willful art thou.
wherefore art thou, pray tell?
Yeah. I also hit him with the Gamely.
Oh my god, gamer word? You.
No, not the Gamely, just Gamely.
Alright, that's much better.
I guess while we're here and we haven't started yet, what do we like better between Game Testers and Game Testers podcast? At least like in terms of introductions. Like,
Tasters, like,
oh yeah, sorry, Game Tasters.
yeah.
Brain fog, I don't know. The Game Tasters podcast.
Alright, called it.
I don't know. The S is definitely better. The Z makes us sound like we're marketed to kids, and we are absolutely not.
The Z was like a dumb joke that just kind of stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Does everyone have Audacity set up?
I do.
Oh shit. I forgot. Let me check.
Quiet.
No, I'm just.
Okay.
It's the morning.
Yeah, no, you're fine, you're fine. A second ago you said something I almost didn't hear you. Who needs to play Spider-Man 2 when I can play Loader and Whisk of Rain 2?
True.
Based.
I was actually gonna look into playing the new games at some point, but apparently Spider-Man 1 and Miles are not the same game. So assuming that means I have to buy them separately, that means I gotta buy like 3 whole games.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cursed.
I still have to buy Integrate FF7, but at least I didn't buy original FF7 remake. That one's fine. And I'm not buying Rebirth because I don't have a PS5. Just gonna borrow Tillers.
Me still playing the original.
I haven't played the original. I'll probably play the original at some point before Part 3 comes out, but because Rebirth comes out in a few months, I'd be binging FF7 too hard. I'd rather play like Persona 4 or something. Why'd you jump so high? What? Colin, did you say you called him?
So,
Did you say you called him?
yeah.
Did he not answer? Is he on his way?
Yeah. He's right.
Cutting out.
Whoop. We lost him.
To the void.
Oh,
And this is why we all record in Audacity.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yep. I did like an E3 thing with a friend fucking years ago, and the internet died for one of us mid recording, and I was able to splice it together so you couldn't even tell.
Oh,
I was really proud. I don't know if I still have the recording, but
that's kind of cracked.
I was really proud of it.
As you should be.
Because I immediately realized, like, oh, they're not here. I think something happened. So it was easy to find the spot.
All right, hello.
Hello?
Hello.
So yeah, I called him and he says he's getting off of work.
Okay.
And he'll be with us like as soon as he's back.
Okay, cool. Fine with me.
Classic capitalism.
Yeah, capitalism.
Whoa, my favorite.
I tried to play capitalism last night in Orange Juice and I lost.
Oof. Feels bad.
Capitalism has failed me once again.
I mean, yeah, it does that.
I am punching things. Ooh, got a black hole. I just realized something that I meant to do and I didn't. Please hold. What's everyone's favorite text font?
Good question.
Uh,
I don't know that I have one in particular.
I don't either, that's why I asked.
Not Comic
yeah, I can't say
Sans.
that I have one.
I just default to like Times New Roman every time.
Same.
Apparently the Xenoblade font is Helvetica, which makes me want to use that, but my computer doesn't have it. And I'm too lazy to look up how to download fonts.
Just type in download fonts.
I'm too lazy.
Unironically, how Python works, though.
It is. How do I?
You just click install, and it installs on your computer.
How do you change the background color in Microsoft Word? Am I stupid? Fine. Fine. Actually, it might not matter. It's not. Do that. That's annoying. I had this perfect plan and it doesn't work.
Life.
You call it. Yes. Okay. Let me turn game audio for now at least.
I wonder when they're gonna release the Risk of Rain map.
Release the what?
A Risk of Rain map where it's actually raining.
I still didn't hear you.
A Risk of Rain map that's actually raining.
Map. Okay. That was the part that I didn't.
But then it wouldn't be a risk of rain, it would just be rain.
Yeah.
Exactly. A risk of
we-
rain implies there's a chance of rain.
At the very least,
Sick.
we're getting day-night variants next patch.
Sick.
I know that one was announced. I just want them to add Drifter and the death robot thing from Returns. I break my watch. I'm an idiot. I always do that. Can't be trusted with this shit. focus crystal today. I don't think I. That's some BS. You cannot hear the keystrokes. I can't hear the keystrokes. I mean, when I'm actually typing, maybe, but I'm not going to be typing very much. Data, talk for a second.
Talking.
You speak. Strange.
Cringe.
Literally can't think of anyone who would do that.
Zeta's so cringe, she speaks in different languages.
Ew. Can't be me. But it is me.
Zeta, did you see my bit idea that I had?
Which bit?
Do
That bit. Oh yeah.
do you like that one?
I mean, it's mocking the French, so obviously.
Yeah. I don't know why I asked. Okay, so my idea was that when I do like scripted videos, I slide just like basic words or phrases into the script of like different languages. But then when I do it with French, I intentionally pronounce it as bad as I can. C'est la vie.
Don't love that.
You don't like it? I think it's hysterical.
It's definitely a thing that you could choose to do,
It is a thing that I could choose to do.
and I cannot stop you from doing it.
Alright, let me turn Zeta up a touch. Zeta has been turned up 12%.
I am now 12% lower with yours.
If that's the public speaking voice, I could probably turn you up more, honestly.
Probably, yeah.
Let me see what My feedback says. Nice. Everything. Chest. That's a watch put on. You eat what you so. Probably like the one item I didn't want to lose. Yeah, I'll turn him up more then. I think we're doing separate audio, but I still want the stream to be balanced well enough. And then the separate audio is really just like, oh, internet cut out for this person type thing. Goodbye. I'm not upset that we haven't started yet, but I'm upset that I'm upset that I could have finished watching my thing. I got pinged.
Yeah, no, it definitely sucks.
I'm debating whether I should go grab another cup of coffee or I should stay just in case I come.
Go. How long is it gonna take you to grab a cup of coffee?
5 minutes or so.
Yeah, go.
Yeah.
Fine. What were you saying,
I
Hannah?
get the distinct impression that we're not actually going to be doing anything today.
I mean, we'll see, but episode 0 only needs to be like 15 minutes, if we're being honest. It's almost more of a teaser than an actual discussion. Because it's just like introducing ourselves, introducing the podcast, and then whatever banter we want to do, and then join us in 2 weeks for such and such. And here's a quick teaser of what such and such is and why you should tune in and potentially try the game yourself. I missed my gasoline. Where did it go? I miss my wife tails. I miss her a lot.
Never mind, I couldn't find the instant coffee sets and I don't feel like brewing my own coffee today.
Understandable. That's a lot of work.
But why can't I pull blast contraptions? It trips me up every time. $2,400. $2,500 really. Is the wisp peel? Sad. Also sad. And scrap the meat. I think I'm good. Fuck it.
Okay.
I got good news and bad news.
Gamer.
What's up?
The good news is you're not the last one here.
That is correct.
The bad news is Roman had to stay late for work or something, and he's on his way.
Okay. This is good. This gives me time to do, the prep work that you wanted me to do.
Oh, yeah.
Log in with Discord. What the fuck? Scan this Discord mobile app to log in instantly. And
Ew.
this Discord mobile app to come instantly.
Why would you say that?
It's what I thought when I heard when I read it out loud.
Well, I thought about it,
You
so I
know-
said it.
You know, back when the
So when you go and like
I shouldn't
when you go
expect
to get your
anything
scratch
less
off
with the
tickets,
zone guy.
so when you get your scratch off tickets that say like win instantly, you're just like, is it true? I can come instantly if I scratch these
yeah,
tickets?
is it true?
And the poor gas station attendant is like, can you please just go home?
Can you please?
Like, I just work here. Please stop.
Yeah.
Can I start coming here?
Oh.
Just right now?
No.
Just
Yeah,
right,
just right now, after I
now,
scratch,
in the
Can I
gas
come
station.
here? And it's like, no, please don't do that.
Alright, Corbin, I've been instructed to tone you down.
Okay.
Understandable. A fitting punishment.
I only said it for the context, but yeah, just trying to balance audio.
Oh fuck! I swapped. So speaking image is the talk, and the inactive image is the silent.
Yes. It's awkward that the first one I sent goes in the second slot, and the second one goes in the first slot.
Yeah, that caught me off guard.
But that is how alphabetical order works.
Yeah. Oh, this is interesting. Is this happening right now?
Yeah. Like, go to... Hang on. Open my stream for a second. I'm sending a link. I'm bad at typing.
Just hit the watch stream button on Discord.
That's just the game. That's... Oh, I could do... Yeah, I can do OBS. Hang on.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so if you look at that, we've got the chibis and they all light up when we talk.
That's cool.
Yeah. Discord.
Pay for these again? I feel obligated to throw money at you.
15. 15 each.
They're actually impressive in my book. So
Yeah.
I might throw money at you against your will.
I mean, that's perfectly fine with me. I spent 15. I'm friends with the artist, and they have also drawn me other things. Have things you need, feel free to commission them. I can slide the info.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I need to commission anything, but like this work is definitely something of very good substance. So.
Yeah. I've also got expressions that I used in the SCP video that I made. You and Collins don't match the facial structure, so I would need new expressions if I was going to do anything with either of you, but that's not relevant for the podcast. Yeah, I spent $15 on $15 each. I'm not asking for money at all, but if you want to send money, I can slide like my PayPal or something. Let's go, Will the Wisp. My build's back. Roman is here. I had a gasoline black hole build, and then I ended my gasoline. Bottled chaos.
I got here and made 2 sandwiches and sat down and was ready to go in like 8 minutes.
Dang.
Speed running.
I was
Wild, honestly.
listening to a stream
It's
VOD.
not a flex. Capitalism has taken a lot of time away from us.
It's true. It's true, and I hate it.
I knew Hannah would be like, hell yeah.
You were not the first person in this call to complain about capitalism.
I am the certified
go.
capitalism hater, though.
I love Hooks of Heresy, but it kills my character if I take it.
Sample recording. Sample recording. My audio is pretty good. I
Nice.
did not hear anything in the background. I'm gonna record a still of me not talking.
Unfortunately, I don't trust my ears. However, it's not hard to, like, make background noise hard to hear if it comes to it. You can kind of just throw something over it.
Damn, unfortunately it is actually picking up the sound from my headphones as well.
I mean, if it's super quiet, I don't...
turn everyone down.
If that's what you want to do, if it's super quiet, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Personally... Because I don't even know if we'll use the Audacity recordings. They might just be there as insurance if, like, internet stuff happens.
I like insurance.
No, you're good, Snow.
I don't know if Audacity is just really good sound software, and it probably is. But like, even when I turn you guys down way low, I mean, I can make out everyone's voice if I turn it up enough. I don't know how sound editing works. I don't think you can just deafen that.
I mean, if it's quiet, it'll be harder to hear, and it'll be harder to hear the more, like, the Audacity file gets toned down. So at worst, it's only there when we need that file.
Gain in Audacity. I do actually know that. I just wish I knew what to do about this.
But that takes like 2 seconds. I should probably mess with that too.
Probably.
Wing it. Fuck it, we ball.
All right, a whole hour later, we have finally assembled.
Oh,
Let's go.
It's true.
It's okay. We only need like 20 minutes this episode.
True. Look, I just feel compelled to mention it.
Yep. Life comes at you fast.
Mhm.
Also, this is not right.
All right.
Not right.
Or the Dimmadome. Dinsdale Dimmadome.
Blumsbale, Blummablum.
Why does he say not right again?
It's like Doug Dimmadome, owner of Dinsdale Dimmadome. Not right, not right. Timmy Turner, my name is. Then he starts over again.
No, it doesn't repeat in an infinite loop.
No,
Yes,
he's.
it does. That's the video.
I thought the joke was like, and that means you can do anything. Like, give me tickets to Crash Nebula on ice.
Oh, there
On
we
ice?
go.
Not
See,
right.
Roman understood the assignment, and I guess I can't fault you for
Why would I
understanding
remember
the
the
assignment.
actual? I don't remember
Okay.
the actual
There we go.
like Fairly Odd Parents episode.
Didn't you and
I don't wanna
Roman and
dedicate-
like Zap like watch like?
No, we watched
Like-
the Good Show, Jimmy Neutron.
It's true.
I thought Very Odd Parents was iconic, regardless.
I
of
don't
want
want
to.
to. I don't want to dedicate banks of my memory to Butch Hartman work.
Corbin, iconic and good are different words.
I know they're different words, but like I don't know. It seems like something Roman would do.
What?
Roman, would you sit down and watch all of Fairly Odd Parents?
I mean, probably. Well, maybe not all of it.
Okay, see, then I'm wrong.
When was the last time you watched Fairly Odd Parents?
That's
There's
a
a
good
girl
question.
that Timmy has to share the Fairlies with now.
Yeah, there's like a modern Fairly Odd Parents.
It breaks
Modern
like
Fairly Odd
3
Parents.
different rules in a single image.
And the final episode is Timmy revealing that he's actually like 60 years old.
No way.
I'm not joking.
I don't know what I find.
I thought you were making a funny about the movie where he's just like Drake from Drake and Josh.
I don't know what's more unbelievable, what you just said or the show being over.
No, he goes. He finally
Real.
admits that he made he made like some sort of like rule.
He made
He
a
made like a
secret
wish
wish.
or something that that people would not that he would stop aging or something,
Yeah, he made a wish
And that-
so that
and
nobody
that
ages.
everyone would forget that particular wish or something like that. And that wish was like 50 years ago.
You know what this reminds me of?
Hmm.
Does anyone know about like the conspiracy theory thing for Foster's Home?
Oh yeah, I know about
So,
that. I'm gonna be right back.
Jackie, like the red hair girl, right?
Mhm.
She's like in a coma. She's a vegetable, and everything is happening in her mind. That's like some conspiracy theory thing for it. I don't know. I don't remember what the.
Stream this morning.
Except this was an actual special episode.
Yeah, that's just like what it reminds me of. That many levels of fucked up. Of what the fuck.
I remember the last episode of Codename Kids Next Door where they revealed that adulthood is actually a disease that children get. And
I fucking loved that episode. It just like because they actually followed that lore through like most of the series.
that like facial hair is a parasite. as well. That was a separate episode that like people with mustaches actually just have a parasite just on their face.
Family Guy did that too, though.
Like, I'm not talking about Family Guy. I'm talking about Codenames Kid Next Door.
He said Philly.
And
Family.
they did it
Okay, whatever.
better.
Whatever.
Listen, I have no way of knowing if Family Guy did it first, but probably not.
The episode that they did like 3 whole songs from the same artist, like a parody of them for.
Hey, I have an important question.
Rock episode.
Yeah, what's up?
Do I loop or do I fight Mythics while we're podcasting?
You're fucked up.
I'm
Is the answer.
only fucked up if I. Okay, we'll do it. Fuck it. We ball.
What?
Don't worry about it. Oh, that is a horde of mini.
Ball.
That is a horde of mini. Anyway, are we good to start?
I think so.
Okay, everyone, open Audacity and get your recordings going. They weren't already.
All right.
Okay, do we wanna sync it up properly?
Nah, Mike, I'll figure that out.
Do it. You'll figure it out.
We
To be
Figure
fair,
it out
No
it
way
is.
to be fair, I have OBS going as well, which has all of the audio.
I mean, that's fair.
So,
Yeah, sure.
okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our podcast, The Game Tasters. We will be picking a different game every 2 weeks, and we'll be playing the games on our own time and reconvening to discuss the games. Today is episode 0. We're going to introduce ourselves, explain how things work, maybe banter a little bit, and then we'll be announcing the first game for 2 weeks from today. As start of introductions, I'm Doby1. My tastes are like JRPGs and shit like that, party games, Smash Brothers, Xenoblade, World with You, shit like that.
He's a big weeb.
I'm a big weeb. And I think that's about it, and if I have anything else I think of, that can be part of the banter, I guess. Who wants to go next?
There's not like an order or like.
We can do Discord order.
Okay.
Except I've already fucked it up by being the first one.
You fucked it up. You
That's
already ruined the.
I'm the
podcast.
host!
We're gonna have to start from
over.
the start. We're gonna have to start everything over.
I'm the host!
Classic host.
I need to.
I'm the
go back to
host.
work and make you guys wait another 40 minutes.
Alright, Blue, go.
Hi, I'm Blue. I stream occasionally. I like all sorts of stuff, but I mostly grew up with platformers. I like me a good tiny tech demo game. Some weird shit that only 10 people have played. That's the kind of shit I'm on.
Hell yeah. I'll go next. My name is Bunny. Everyone's kind of stated their like game flavor, and my flavor is kind of a mixed bag. I have the most like of last year to our Lord 2023 logged into just Dota 2, and not much else, honestly. I guess because I've been migrated over to more so of a gamer dad, where I don't have too much time for video games, and to kind of just play what gives me like the most like dopamine and serotonin hit like in the moment. And recently that's been Dota, but I agree with Blue that like I want to see games that are like fucking rad and wild and like kind of more of a proof of concept than a game. But I like it all, and the other thing that I like about video games is just the production and marketing and like the presence of a game studio is like baffling. Just like watching people develop games and do some crazy ass shit behind the scenes is also very cool.
I'm very sorry to hear that Dota gives you fucking serotonin. That sucks, bro.
Listen,
Hmm.
it's good and
Everyone
it isn't.
talk,
You
though.
can't win them all. Sacrifices have to be made somewhere.
It's true.
Alright, Gore, you're up.
All right. Yeah. Hi, I'm Gore. I'm your I just the typical 9 to 5 gamer. I don't dedicate all of my free time to games, but when I do, it's usually real-time strategy games, turn-based stuff. I dabble in the fighting games quite often recently, as well as doing a couple different flavors of party games, and the really well done RPG. I'd say. So I'm very picky with those ones, especially. I really want to use this also as a way of getting more expressive. Expressive in the fact that video games are becoming one of our most culturally important pieces of entertainment, and I think they should get more recognition in the in the grander sense as like popular entertainment.
And doubly so, since I imagine we're going to be sticking to mostly indie stuff for like pricing.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
I also feel like that's where the most love is found a lot of times.
Get this man a true.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hannah.
All right. I'm Hannah. I'm a software engineer and a game developer. And I have a huge passion for indie games and also the state of the industry in general.
We do like a quick one.
Mm-hmm.
It do be like that sometimes.
Look, you just got to get it over with, you know?
Yeah.
Short and sweet.
Speedrun
Okay,
it.
that's
Fine, I
funny.
get it.
And Zeta.
Hey, it's me. I'm Zeta. I'm the weird guy. I'm Korean. I'm a big fighting game nerd and I major game design. So I hope this can broaden my perspective and teach me more about games. Yeah.
That's cool.
Hell yeah.
I didn't know anyone was listening to actually like gain more perspective. I came here to more so rant about video games, but
Old man
That's
yells at clouds.
That is also perspective.
Yeah.
I mean I didn't know like I'm more so excited about just talking and getting my opinion out rather than like this is gonna sound bad, but absorbing the opinions of others, I guess. It's not like I'm not going to listen to you guys, but it's just like I'm more again I'm just excited to get my word out there.
Yeah, and we're excited to accept that. Yeah.
It's also definitely like a cool opportunity just to get people to try a thing you like.
That too.
I'm gonna have to hold myself back from suggesting all of my $60 100-hour JRPGs though.
Listen, bro,
Yeah,
it gets
I
me
already
at
have
$30
multiple
in.
games that I want to inflict on all of you.
Oh God,
I mean, I could have.
I've already been told that joke blew one too many times within the last month with a particular RPG.
Yeah. I mean, listen. I mean, I could have also like pulled some heinous shit and been like, "All right, let's just play the entire library of Bennett Foddy. Fuck it, right?"
Ooh.
Surely,
Yeah,
if
I
you
think I
just
would hate
gamer it, it
you.
won't take 2 weeks, right?
I feel like
Yeah.
that would just be terrible.
For what it's worth, if I ever said to play like a JRPG or something like that, like a AAA one, it would be, hey, game's on sale or something. It's a reasonable purchase and only get this far. I wouldn't make someone actually play the entire game. For the sake of the podcast, anyway.
Sure, yeah.
Do we want to banter about a video game? Maybe something we've all played, like I don't know, Pong.
Or Pong.
So Pong. I don't know.
Pong was revolutionary.
I don't know.
Time.
First video game.
I mean, we still have time to just talk about fucking whatever. We could do like current events or whatever.
Yeah.
The Game Awards happened semi-recently. It was like a month ago, I
Yeah, they did, didn't they? What was it? Starfield was up on the list.
think. I was expecting.
Yeah.
I was expecting Jeff Keighley to have landmines on his fucking stage so that the Bill Clinton kid couldn't come back.
Instead, he got invited back.
Yeah.
All I know is a game I love gets robbed every Game Awards, usually of the Xenoblade variety, and this year it was Hi-Fi Rush.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Hi-Fi Rush-
honestly,
yeah,
I feel like Hi-Fi
deserves
Rush
it.
deserves an award.
I mean, it
I feel
got
like a
awards.
lot
It
of games
deserved
that really did not deserve any.
it
got
deserved to
them.
be nominated for like main game of the year, I think.
What was it? The main thing I remember was I think it was like Pizza Tower lost out on like best indie.
Yeah, to a game that wasn't indie or something. Or was that a different game?
No, you're thinking of Dave the Diver, which was up for the award, even though it technically wasn't indie.
But it didn't win.
It didn't win, so you know, like if it
Technically.
won, we would probably be knees deep in the discourse TM, but it did not.
I'm pretty sure that was published by Nexon. I feel
Yeah,
like
exactly.
they're trying to make a comeback.
I hope they don't, for the sake of my own country.
I have
fucking
to-
hate them.
I have to imagine if they wanted to make a comeback, they would just make like, I don't know, like surely there'd be like some kind of like live service game, something or other malarkey that they could make instead of like Dave the Diver, which is at the time, you know, just a one-time purchase thing.
See, that's kind of like an issue that the industry is facing, is that there's too many live services, so it's oversaturated, and you can only have so many players in the market at a time, especially
true.
on some of those bigger games. So usually they're just very expensive, require a ton of resources to develop, and then flop and immediately get shut down.
It's true. As somebody who's sat through like over 20 like games getting shut down at some point, it's funny. Hideo Kojima announced a new game. What was it? Project OD.
Yeah, it's OD.
He was working with
One of the Key and Peele guys. I forget which one.
one
I'm
of
sorry.
Key-
I only know the group. I don't know them individually. I'm sorry.
No, I mean that's probably fair. I mean it's the horror guy. He's the guy that's been doing the horror.
Peel.
Yeah,
Jordan
Peele.
Peele.
That's the one. Jordan.
I haven't followed them in like a decade, maybe.
No, that's
I
fair.
haven't followed them since fucking video game high school was a thing.
I mean, Jordan Peele does like movies now, and they're pretty fucking good. So I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited to see another Hideo Kojima original. Death Stranding was pretty fucking funny. And I don't know. Let him cook.
How much do you want to talk about Death Stranding right now?
We could talk an amount about Death Stranding.
As-
I don't think
okay,
it would
here's-
be on our list.
Here's the thing.
Well,
I've
for him.
never played a Kojima game,
Okay.
and when Death Stranding was like the new game, no one was ever able to give me a reason to care about it. And that's how I feel about OD for the same reason, because like I feel like the appeal is supposed to be it's a game made by Kojima, and I've never played a game made by Kojima, so it's like why do I care about this? Please sell me on it.
I think it's one of those things that you kind of just have to play to really understand it, because it's so different from most of the AAA space.
So what do you got, Colin?
From what I understand, also I've never played it at all, is that it's a game that you can't really talk about, and you have to just give that experience to someone else so that they can like truly enjoy it.
And I respect that, but that also it doesn't do a good job of making someone want to get the game.
So the easiest way I can sell it is first of all, Death Stranding is just a weird fucking game. And I don't mean to say that in like Hideo Kojima's fucked up, dude. He's fucked up, dude. It's like it's a walking simulator, and like the most, in my opinion, interesting way possible. Literally, the whole goal of the game is to get from point A to point B. But like every game, like every mechanic within the game is built to facilitate that. Like in most video games, crossing a river is maybe like the easiest thing in the world. But in Death Stranding, if you try to clamber up a rock surface or like swim in too deep of water, you lose packages, you lose time, and like Sam can get hurt and stuff like that. There's weird mechanics like fucking like where you choose to stack your cargo is a mechanic. Your shoe durability is a mechanic. And what makes the game interesting is, first of all, like not only how do I get from point A to point B, but how do I stack as much cargo as possible with additional tools in order to make that traversal easier. And a lot of the fun of the game comes from like, oh, I know this route like the back of my hand. I need 3 ladders for this, and it's over. And then it's fun.
So it's kind of like an optimizing thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like the Hideo Kojima aspect of it comes from like the lore is weird. Like a couple highlights are like the whole thing of Death Stranding is like the afterlife is shifting closer and closer to like real life, and weird things are like seeping into reality.
Okay.
Fucking there's a character whose heart just stops like every 5 minutes, and then he falls unconscious, and then he restarts again, and he spends his whole life trying to research more about the afterlife so he can find his dead family in that time period where he's dead for 5 minutes. Rainbows show up a lot in the game, but they don't have the color blue because fucking there's like a log that you can find in the game that says like, in some cultures blue is associated with death, and turns out blue just disappeared from fucking rainbows because the afterlife is just fucked now. I don't know, man. Death Stranding is fucking weird.
Yeah.
Sounds like a Rick and Morty bit.
It kind of does, but like in my opinion, the vibes are good. The reason why everyone just says, "Oh, it's a Hideo Kojima game," is just like if you're in the know, then you can be like expected. You can expect that particular brand of weirdness, and other just weird. Like there's a character named Die Hard Man, and you're just supposed to like roll with it. That's
Okay.
his name. Maybe the
That
second
one
best.
did catch me off guard.
Maybe the second best Hideo Kojima name next to Hot Coldman.
I do feel like when Kojima wants to say something, he definitely does in those games.
So
It's usually quite on the nose.
Oh yeah, he's
If
not very subtle.
if I'm someone, and this kind of slipped me during the introduction segment, if I'm someone that enjoys games for like the story and the characters, is it something I should look into at some point?
Yeah,
Most definitely.
I think if you want to find out if you're interested in the game, you could probably just watch like the intro mission on YouTube or something like that, and be like, yeah, I want to try this or not.
Okay.
I almost feel
I
like you
totally
might
think
have to
it's
treat it more like an English reading assignment. But I do think the story would be good, and you would enjoy it.
I'm sure somebody smarter than me could
Yeah.
talk at length about the true deeper meaning of Death Stranding.
I also think it's okay for any gamer to at one point look at a video game, look at the trailers, look at some gameplay of it, look at all the genre boxes, and just be like, okay, this is something I would play for this, and this, but it's a walking simulator, and I don't play those, so whoops, I don't want to. And I think that's perfectly valid because I set the rule for myself of no MMOs a long time ago, and I have genuinely been happier because of that. RuneScape is sometimes an exception for me only because it's iconic, and I'll put in the very last of last spare time for it because it's funny.
Your Honor, RuneScape doesn't count. It's iconic. Death.
I don't know. I feel like MMOs are some of the best games, but also some of the worst in a lot of ways.
Absolutely.
I think
Yeah.
it's funny because I would say one really good MMO out there is Warframe. It's 10 out of 10, but I can't recommend it. And also, if someone asks me hey, what's the story of Warframe? And I say one word, it is in fact a spoiler. The entire act of playing Warframe is a spoiler, and the community does a very good job about that. I'm surprised I didn't know anything about the game playing more than half of it. And it's great. It's great seeing the story for the first time. But I swear, just saying like, "Oh, here's the name of a gun." It's just like, "Oh, you spoiled all of Warframe for me. Thanks."
Yeah, I think when Warframe is good, it's really good, but when it's bad, it's really bad.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
I
they
just
have
played
great
the
ideas, they like execute on them pretty convincingly sometimes, but they also have just as many like hiccups with their systems and like just general jank that they don't really resolve and they just move on to the next feature.
There are quality of life features in Warframe that people have been asking since the very first update patch of the game, and the developers have not responded on.
Yeah, Warframe is weird in that sort of way.
Mhm.
I played Warframe an okay amount whenever like it very first came out, and now it's just like a completely different game, which I do appreciate. Like it's really fun um to see something come together like that. Just a lot of development time and energy. But also like, damn, that's a lot of game to play. If I wanted to get back into Warframe, I would have to play a lot of Warframe, and I don't know that I want to do it.
That is
Yeah,
one
for
thing
sure.
that I go back to MMOs on. That is just like, I think MMOs, the whole point of them is to make good and long content for their players, which is perfectly fine. Um, to play through meaningful content, but when the content is there to pad out the game's length, or if there's anything that exists because you don't value the player's time, you just want them to play it. It I think it's a conflict of interest in a way.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, and usually when you stop valuing the player's time, it's for some sort of like monetary gain reason for the studio,
Hmm.
which is never a good sign.
Was there anything else announced at the Game Awards?
I'm glad you asked. I was trying to segue it. There was the
Okay.
Monster Hunter.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
right.
Monster
There
That
was
we
all
can-
the Sega stuff.
Yeah, the second announcement was pretty sick. Modern Golden Axe,
Pretty
modern
stoked for
Jet
Golden
Set.
Axe.
Yeah,
Streets of Rage, Crazy Taxi, Shinobi.
yeah. There's a lot of good stuff on there.
It was cool for me because
Uh,
it was like, oh, I know these characters from that one racing game I like.
It's true.
Dare I say, better Mario Kart.
I do think it's funny that Bomb Rush Cyberpunk happened, and then immediately afterwards, a Jet Set Radio
Yeah.
announcement happened.
It's a coincidence, but yeah, because Jet Set was leaked.
Yeah.
There was the Blade game that was announced.
Oh, I remember that.
Honestly, nothing really interested me at Game Awards, so I don't have a lot to say about its announcements, which is sad because I actually watched it this year. World of Goo 2.
Daiguer edition.
I have some gamer news.
What's up?
Okay.
Someone on my Steam friends list, who I know to be an old work manager of mine, who I also know to be probably over 50 years old at this point, just fired up Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion on Steam.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's go.
Still haven't
I
played
think
an Elder
it's funny
Scrolls
that
game.
Starfield hasn't progressed past that point at all, really, and
Oh
in
yeah.
some sense has even regressed.
Starfield is rough. It is so hard to make a space game feel like a space game when you're confined in like the very specific like room-based traversal that all Bethesda games are known for.
One of the developers actually went on blast on Reddit, and they're just like, "Hey guys, the planet exploration is really good because on a planet you wouldn't find anything. So when you land on that planet and you walk around and there's a bunch of rocks, that's how it's supposed to be. My game design is good."
And it's like just
You're wrong. I have content.
yeah, right. It's
Yeah,
it's just that it's that clip of Reggie Fils-Aimé. I forget like during what thing he was talking about, but it was like, if it's not fun, what's the point?
Yeah, it's not fun. Why
for
bother?
sure. Starfield actually breaks the sort of like travel time between points of interest rule that most open world games by like increasing it 5 times over. So there's just way less stuff on a way more empty map, and that's just not interesting to people.
Yeah, like there is a Bethesda formula that does kind of work. Yeah, I will admit it never really personally worked for me, but according to who you ask, I also never played Oblivion. So did I really play a real Elder Scrolls game? Anyways, there is like a piece of that Bethesda formula where like it really leans into that big idea of like what open world games should be, where like, okay, my quest tells me to go here, but the developers have carefully crafted several fun distractions to do on the way. And so even a theoretically simple like fetch quest, go here, grab this thing and bring it back to me, can become interesting because of the things that you find along the way. And the problem with Starfield is that it doesn't have any of that. Most of the missions in the game are go to this place and talk to this person, and then there's nothing in between those two spaces. And it's like, how did you fuck up this hard even accidentally? Like,
It's like
Yeah, I
most
don't know.
games make it's like a cookie sheet, and there's like 10 cookies on the cookie sheet, and it's on a regular one, so everyone's like, oh nice cookies, and they have it, and that was a good time. Versus like something like versus Starfields, which is they make like, I don't know, a 30-foot long cookie sheet. There's still only 10 cookies on it though, and these cookies are not elongated or bigger anyway. But they're like, but look how big the cookie sheet is, guys.
it's huge.
An elongated cookie would have won points in my book.
Yeah, but it's not. It's just a regular.
But it would have been funny.
Yeah,
It
it would
would
have
have
been
been
great.
funny.
It
And
would
I
have
think
been funny.
something that's like even funnier is that a small indie studio put the entirety of Bethesda to shame by making Starfield before Bethesda even thought of it and doing it better.
Yeah,
And I'm sure some of you know what I'm talking about. It's No Man's Sky.
Yeah,
it's true.
I thought this was going to Hi-Fi Rush for a second, but then you stealed it away.
I mean, wait, what? What are you talking about?
Because we were talking. We were talking about
Huh?
Bethesda. We were talking about Bethesda. Like an indie company put Bethesda to shame.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
So
that's what happened
I
a
assumed
lot
this.
more.
I assumed it was like more of a hi-fi thing since that was recent. But yes, No Man's Sky also, since it's like an actual thing now.
No Man's Sky and Cyberpunk 2077, I've both been told are like games that I do need to try now.
I do
If
plan to
release
play
out.
Cyberpunk at some point.
They definitely had a redemption arc for sure.
Oh yeah.
I didn't think I would actually talk about it this stream, but oh man, Cyberpunk 2077 is really good now.
Yeah,
I've been having a great time with it.
You were one of the hopefuls. You bought it like at launch, right?
I bought it at launch, and I was very disappointed. The bugginess of the game made it very difficult to play. I held out that it got better. When 2.0 rolled around, I did play it, but I was actually kind of just playing it for like a dress up simulator. I didn't really care about like I made my V, and I put them, and I like hacked in all the clothes from the game, and I was just like dressing them up in different outfits, and I didn't have any desire to actually do the combat. And
You
then
wanted to see
2.1
Keanu Reeves's cock and balls.
no, but it was just like it because I liked the visual design of the game, but I didn't have much desire to play it. And when they finally redid the skill tree to make sense, I was just like, dog, it's on. I'm excited, and I honestly have been, and I've been keeping up with it a whole lot, and I think I will 100% the game pretty soon because it's grabbing my attention.
Hell yeah.
It's obviously like Game Awards kind of suck, but it sure is nice that Cyberpunk won the Steam Game Awards for Labor of Love that it totally deserved. Oh wait, it didn't.
Oh yeah,
Because that went to Red Dead Redemption,
yeah.
which
Oh,
hasn't
yeah.
received updates in like over a year.
Yeah,
that's
as like a joke, and it's like, well, you still just gave gave this game an award, guys.
I have to assume that Red Dead 2 winning that reward has to have something to do with just like the average Steam user. I
Yeah,
think
I saw a tweet saying
Absolutely.
that normal people can't be trusted to vote.
it's I mean, yeah, I mean, like that's the thing is that like the Game Awards feels like robbery all the fucking time because only a small percentage of the vote actually made by people like counts. And then Steam feels like a look into some kind of alien world where you can barely understand anything because only the votes from like Steam users count. And I forget what it is. Like when you like your year in Steam review or whatever came out,
Yeah.
like the average Steam user only plays like 3 different games a year or something like that. Like the
Yeah.
average Steam user bought Red Dead Redemption 2 on Steam, and that's like one of the 5 games in their Steam library. The other 4 being like Call of Duty Black Ops 1 through 3 and then like The Sims 4, I guess.
Only
I'm
Steam
conflicted because on one hand, being able to vote for things that you haven't even played according to Steam is kind of lame. But on the other hand, like I voted for Hi-Fi Rush on Steam while playing it on Xbox app.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
but like that also led to some other game winning like Steam Game of the Year or something that didn't release this year. It just released on Steam this.
Mm.
I don't remember what game it is. I could check if we cared enough.
I don't know. Do we?
Lethal Company won better with friends, but they that came out like late fourth quarter. So not to hash, I will not throw shade at the Lethal Company community at all. I know that I have not played it, but like it did come out kind of late in terms of like the Steam Awards.
I will tell you that for Steam Awards, sure. But I will tell you that if it released earlier in the year, it would be serious contention for like my favorite game this year. And the only reason it's not is because I just need to see some staying power. I've had enough fun playing it that I could happily call it Game of the Year. I just want to see that it's more than a fad. But I absolutely consider like that one fair.
So why is The
Alright.
Last of Us Part 1 here?
It's a good question.
For best soundtrack, right?
Oh
Yeah, it's best soundtrack.
Best soundtrack. Yeah, me and Dobie were both mourning the loss of completely different fucking video games because he was in Camp Hi-Fi Rush, which is fair.
For
and I was in
for
Camp
soundtrack,
Pizza
I might have been like Risk of Rain Returns or something.
Tower. Right.
There's like I need to listen to the soundtrack of a game separate from playing it to really appreciate it. Right now there's like 2 songs from the game that I know of.
You need to get on your best smoking jacket and sit in front of the fire and just absorb video game OST.
I guess.
Roman
What's
Blue,
up?
did you pour one out for the Pizza Tower soundtrack?
Yes. I wasn't going to talk about it, but Pizza Tower, in my opinion, also got snubbed at the Game Awards. And there's a very funny clip. I forget. It was like Cocoon. Yeah, Cocoon beat them. They announced it. And then, like, you could see in the clip the 2 Pizza Tower guys, like, looking really confused and then looking at each other like, what the fuck is Cocoon? Which to be fair was also my reaction. Like I saw everything else and I was like, oh, Pizza Tower is a solid shot here. I don't even know what Cocoon is. And then Cocoon won. And I was like, huh, okay. It's like, all right.
Isn't that a puzzle game? I feel like I saw someone play this relatively recently.
Yeah. I remember looking it up at the time. Like it's overwhelmingly positive, but it also only has like it has 3,000 user reviews right now. Which is like fine. I don't know. Whereas like Pizza Tower is like 50,000. So I don't know. I'm sure it's a fine game. It just very much surprised me because I hadn't heard of it. I do my best to keep my finger on the pulse of like indie game junk. I just never heard of Cocoon.
I feel like you're also just very biased towards Pizza Tower.
I really like Pizza Tower. I think it's a good game. It's one of those like solo developer masterpieces, in my opinion.
We do love to see it.
I do remember that game being like in development for a very long time, actually.
Yeah.
But one thing I was disappointed when Pizza Tower actually came out is that because when in previous developments, like in the betas that they had for it, you could play as the Noise,
Yes.
as well as Peppino, and they took that out. I was like a little upset because I wanted to play the Noise.
Yeah, I know for certain that Pizza Tower DLC is going to come out. I don't know that we have been told what it is going to be, but I would have to
Right.
assume it will probably be playable noise and a co-op mode, because both of
That'd
those
be
things were available in a previous demo.
Co-op
So,
would definitely get me to play the game. I
in-
like being able to just goof off with friends.
In conclusion, Pizza Tower good.
On the topic of Steam Awards, I don't think it won, but I nominated Street Fighter 6 for innovations,
Okay.
which I feel the need to
Interesting.
mention because I haven't even played the game. But with like
Right.
how it's handled modern controls plus its story mode,
Uh-huh.
it's a game that I can legitimately recommend people without even having played it myself, which is crazy.
Yeah, I'm surprised it didn't win anything.
Yeah, I feel like.
I think it won at Game Awards properly, but
I'm-
not. No, because
well-
Forza won. Because Forza won.
So I've got the page pulled up. The 5 finalists for Innovative Gameplay Award were Remnant 2, Starfield, Shadows of Doubt, Contraband Police, and Your Only Move is Hustle.
Okay, Yomi Hustle deserves this. Okay.
It's true.
Yomi Hustle is very interesting.
It's very good.
Yeah,
but
Yomi
we all
Hustle's
know-
great.
But we all know which game won. It was Starfield. Clearly innovative gameplay going on here.
Clearly.
Hmm.
We
I don't
like,
even-
basically just spend like the past 10 minutes bashing how uninnovative it is, and
It's
here
true.
it is.
I also for Street Fighter 6, I love the fact that like you have modded controls as your haha easy mode type thing for like someone playing the game for the first time, but it's still balanced enough that at like the 7,000 plus entrant Evo tournament series, someone got like top 6 or whatever with modern controls.
I don't know if this is a can of worms that we want to open on podcast discussion.
It's up to you and how much time we have left.
How
But
much time do we have left?
That's a good question.
the super short version is that there's a subset of players. The trend was started by Japanese players, if I remember right, to play on modern over classic, basically because like having tighter reactions in all situations means that you can react to stuff way faster than you would be able to if you have to do like a dragon punch input or something like that.
Yeah.
And some characters' super moves are strong enough and viable enough that being able to at the very least threaten a extremely fast level 1 super or something like that makes you extremely scary and a big threat.
Zangief doing a one-button command grab super still scares me.
It is really funny.
But in exchange, you have decreased damage. So it's
true.
so the logic behind it, because I watched a lot of Sejam, so I know about this like when it was coming out. The logic behind it was like, yeah, I'm taking worse damage, but if I'm better than you, I'll just win neutral the extra time, and I now have like immediate reaction super type thing.
I'm pretty sure the modern thing did really happen. Like, I know a lot of my friends like mentioned that this was happening, and we should try modern anyway. None of our friends did because we're just nerds.
Yeah.
We're just, like,
Yeah,
torturing hands.
I've heard.
So, then my short piece was, I think the one thing that makes me sad about modern is that you do just lose some of your attacks, which, depending on character to character, could make modern better or worse for you. Like if you're playing modern Luke, you're basically playing the same character. But like in my opinion, if you're playing like modern Zangief, you're not playing the same character whatsoever, and that's not even necessarily like a I don't know, the purity of the sport kind of thing. Like you're not a real grappler player if you can't do 360 inputs. I don't care about that. It's just that Zangief loses on some very specific kicks that are extremely useful for some of his like punishes and stuff like that, and that makes me really sad.
Ryu also loses on a few moves. I forget off the top of my head which ones he doesn't have, but I know he's got like 2 extra specials from what I'm used to, and he doesn't have both of them in modern controls.
You had a thing, Colin.
It's the well, on top of that, there I do agree, because like losing out on a lot of your moves can be like really detrimental, especially for someone like me, who plays rather long-limbed characters like Blanca and E Honda.
Zona
I got
Club,
them
let's go.
huge hands.
Zona Club.
And they just have just like extremely long hands, so you just kind of win out the jab game. And playing modern, you're just gonna lose like 66% of those, and doesn't feel good. The only one I'm fine with that on is Geef, and that's literally because I refuse to do a half circle and then a button to do it, because my I don't have the fighting game dexterity to just do crap like that.
Oh yeah, because you're
me
also coming
neither.
from Guilty Gear, which means that like your go-to input for a command grab is a half circle and not a 360.
Right. I mean, playing as Potemkin, you do have to do like a half circle for the Potemkin Buster, of course. But I feel like after, like, I know I've talked to you about playing Tekken, but I think Tekken has
Right.
really like taught me to do a lot of stuff like those half circles a lot faster and more a lot better. I'm not actually Tekken is a fighting game that actually taught me to utilize the control stick rather than the D-pad in fighting games a lot more, just because of the nature of the game, and how much they want you to do directional inputs for the the buffet of inputs that a character can have, despite like rounds being only like 1 minute long at most. And people like lose like half their health just from like a wrong tech to grab,
Right. Yeah.
in those kind of things there too. So I feel like while I said like playing modern Geef is probably the easiest way to go, I now probably, after some training there, I could probably do like, regular Geef again, because that was my biggest complaint, was like I have to do a whole freaking half circle when trying to do the screw pile driver. And I was like, no way, I'd rather just press Y.
I don't want to do that.
The
Well,
I've already forgotten where I was gonna go. There was something else that I wanted to say in regards to Street Fighter 6, but I don't remember. I'm sorry.
If you're curious, Street Fighter 6 was a finalist for the best game that you suck at award.
Like, oh. Alright, if we're trying to wrap up by 8, we have 20 minutes. Do we want to do an around the horn for the things we're excited for 2024?
I've already forgotten everything I was excited for.
Honestly, same.
Same.
Sick. Let's go.
I have
I think-
one thing.
I think the only thing that stayed in my head was like new Jet Set Radio, new Golden Axe from Sega. I mean, I'm going to be excited for the new Hideo Kojima game, but I have to assume we're going to wait until at least like 2025 for that.
I'm very excited for Rivals 2. Expect that to be something I wanna play or discuss.
I even backed that on Kickstarter.
Yeah, I did too. I think we backed the same tier. I'm
Yeah, that's
excited
true.
for Project L, although
Yeah.
I don't know if that's for sure a 2024 thing. We get more news and maybe a beta this year for sure. Otherwise, I don't think I have too many things I'm excited for that are hard set 2024. Nintendo is pretty much gonna announce a new console imminently, and
Switch 2, baby.
yeah, Switch 2. The basis of this being the fact that they have like no announced games after the 1,000-Year Door remake.
Mario Maker 3.
Dear God.
It's like the biggest game drought they've had, so they're probably gonna announce a new console. Then with that, like new things I'll care about.
Yeah, a new console plus like 5 games to play on it or whatever.
Yeah. Risk of Rain 2 DLC I'm excited for. I've just pulled up my Steam wishlist at this point.
Risk of Rain 2 DLC or Risk of Rain Returns DLC?
2.
Oh, okay.
Because of the Storm.
I completely forgot
3D
about them.
sniper one.
What's up?
Don't we
3D
already have a
sniper one.
sniper?
Yeah, the
we have
Wheel
a
Gunner.
sniper. Yeah, the
Wait,
Railgunner.
sniper's been out.
Well,
Yeah.
Wheel Gunner, but they play like a sniper.
Yeah, he plays basically exactly how Sniper played.
I want sniper in the 3D version, same abilities.
I mean, define same abilities. You have a sniper,
I mean,
and you also have other things.
Like, he's
You have
got the
reload
mechanic. Yeah, he's got the reload mechanic.
Like,
That's
open-
basically all Sniper did.
Open my
Oh,
stream
why
for
the
like 2
Railgunner just
seconds.
free, by the way.
That's what I thought, but I didn't want to.
Yes, let me watch Adobe's stream on podcast. Everyone
The-
will understand.
The reload mechanic was basically why you played Sniper, because that shit was fucking satisfying.
And you have a headshot instead.
One of the things I'm excited for in 2024 is actually coming out fairly soon. eh, don't laugh, but it's called A Difficult Game About Climbing.
I think I know about
thumbnail
this.
is the exact same font as Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. The exact same visual style is exactly like Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy, and it looks like just a sequel to Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. Except it's not made by him. He just kind of had the go ahead to make it, and he calls it a Foddian type game. And I just think it's funny that Bennett Foddy was just like, "Yeah, do it."
Yeah,
This guy
Modern
has
type
spawned his
game.
entire genre.
yeah. So, I think the most interesting thing about it is that, like, visually, it's very definitely based off of Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. I think even down to the point of like reusing assets from other things. But Foddy did actually make like a typing-based climbing game that looks suspiciously similar to this. So it's kind of like a weird mashup of two different Foddy games, which I really like.
There's a
I will
typing
be
game?
sad his voice will not be talking to me the whole game, but I still think it's gonna be worth it because I don't know, just something that because like the whole point of Getting Over with Bennett Foddy was that it was homage to a game, and I think it could spark this chain of an homage and homage and of an homage, and I think that's hilarious.
If anyone is curious, the climbing game, the other climbing game, Jesus Christ, that Foddy made, that this seems to be pretty based off of, was called GIRP, GIRP, kind of in the same way that QWOP was, called that.
Oh
Hmm.
yeah, I'm aware of that one.
GURP. Oh god.
Yeah, oh God is correct. I almost feel like we should have picked Checkmate Showdown for the next video game, because apparently we had more things to talk about in relation to fighting games than I thought we did.
Leaks.
Blue, we can't spoil the next game. If we change our minds, now we can't do
I
it.
mean, until we've announced the next game, we can change our mind of what we want to do for the next game.
Yeah,
It's-
but
And
yeah,
surprisingly,
but the announcement's supposed to be a surprise.
Well, but see, now that now they don't know if what the next one's gonna be.
Could be anything.
Could be anything.
It's just
Anything.
certainly not Checkmate Showdown.
Yeah. On that topic though, I didn't realize how deep our fighting game pool went. Like, I know me and Zeta and Roman. Colin has at least Tekken and Street Fighter and Guilty Gear.
Yeah.
And I forgot about this, but Colvin, you're the one that introduced me to one of my favorite fighting games that I never play.
Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
No.
What?
Skullgirls.
What?
Skullgirls.
which is basically like
Oh, Skull.
We-
gently hornier
We played that in like English class.
My
'Cause you
first
brought it-
fighting
'cause you had it on
game
your
was
laptop and you
Ultimate
brought it.
Marvel vs. My first fighting
Gently
game
hornier.
was my
Yeah.
first fighting game was Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Which I think I got you
And-
into.
And yeah, you got me into that. And
Off
the
of my
thing
brother.
is that the thing is that everyone who could play a fighting game with me employed the same strategy of learn some moves and button mash. So I still enjoyed fighting games, and I had no idea about strategy, and I knew nothing about fighting games basically. When
Yeah.
Skullgirls happened, I loved it because I loved the visual style and I loved learning moves and I loved doing stuff like that. But when I figured out Blue was good, like really good, I did actually make attempts to become good at fighting games, and when those attempts failed, I was just like, I don't think this is for me.
I mean, that's one of
Fighting
the
games are
things
hard.
about fighting games. You will have people that have been playing them since they were like toddlers and couldn't even walk, and then they'll just show up, kick everyone's ass, and then everyone else just gets sad and stops playing.
And then
Right.
you have people that are just naturally good at
Yeah.
everything, and you
I mean,
can't beat.
I'm gonna sound like the biggest asshole in the world, but like I do want to try to like put forth some amount of perspective. Like I don't even think I would consider myself particularly good at Skullgirls at any point. I just had some like residual fighting game fundies, from previous titles. Because Skullgirls, when you get good at it, is like an extremely fucked up game.
Yeah.
Everything that you hate about fighting games, where it's like, oh man, I got hit by one light attack, and now I don't get to play the game for 30 seconds, and I'm gonna lose a character. Like Skullgirls is like full on that type of shit once you get it really good. But it is what it is. Fighting games hard. I understand.
For the sanctity of the podcast, I'm gonna bite my tongue.
Okay,
Mm,
appreciated.
uh-oh.
Appreciated. Anyone else have anything they want to talk about that they're excited for? I forgot, but there's the Splatoon 3 DLC coming out next year, next
shit.
season, I think, which is seemingly gonna play like a roguelike. We don't know a whole lot about it yet, but it seems to have
Okay.
roguelike mechanics. And Splatoon's already a really cool game. If anyone's unaware, it's like a shooter, but it's also platformer, especially in the single player side of it.
I am
Very
aware
smooth to
of
play.
Splatoon.
It's a
and
neat thing.
when you say roguelike plus Splatoon, I'm actually very interested of how Nintendo would execute that.
I'll send you a trailer. Xenoblade 3 also has a roguelike mode that's pretty good.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah. I still haven't beaten it. I don't have... Zeta, is it swimsuits? Is that what you get for beating them? I still don't have
I haven't
swimsuits.
played it either.
I think it's... No, it was the throwbacks. Yeah, I don't have the throwback outfits for Noah and Mio yet. Because I am bad at game and also never sat down to pull up a guide.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so... It's 2024 hopes and anticipation. Do we want... So for announcing the first game, do we want to do the one that we've already said, or do we want to do the one we were originally going to do?
I think we.
Just which
I would like to
send
stick
it
with the
to
one
you.
we originally said. But
Okay.
I
Um,
think it works.
I know I have been procrastinating, but I think I am going to play both regardless and
I mean-
have them ready.
we'd be doing one next time and then the time after that.
Probably.
That in mind, who was the one that suggested? I'm trying to find it. It was Roman. Roman, tell us what we're playing in 2 weeks.
Okay. So next time on Game Tasters with a Z.
We omitted that. It's an
What
S.
is
No.
it?
We are no longer with a Z.
Editor, edit that up.
Game Tasters with two Z's. Can we
I
Editor,
hate
edit that
you.
up.
Why
can we
would you do
negotiate
this?
can we negotiate down to 4?
Zame Zacers.
Editor, edit that up.
We're gonna be playing Bastion, which I think some people are gonna be like a little disappointed in. It's like, oh, I love indie games. I love crazy tiny shit, and it's like from the makers of Hades, one of the most played video games on the entire goddamn planet.
I was surprised when I saw that.
Well, I mean, this
But,
is like a very
you know.
good showcase for like how strong indie games can become.
Oh, true. Like, Bastion is a good game. It's good.
As of when Undertale came out, I was the guy that was like, I'm too cool for indies, and now it really does feel like all the shit I'm interested in.
It's true.
So I
That's how
back
it
that
goes.
up.
You've acquired a discerning palate.
There was, in fact, a gap where we probably all at one point got on a computer and we fired up Addicting Games, Miniclip, or Newgrounds.com and just clicked on whatever and played whatever. And then we went to console and PCs. And now itch.io exists, and you can download and play a bunch of small, innovative, awesome games by developers who don't want your money because they're just like, this is a proof of concept. This took me 2 seconds to make. Please play it.
And a lot of porn.
And
Hmm.
unfortunately, a lot of porn.
My hands are up. I haven't said anything.
I don't think that's how that works.
Is that is it, Your Honor?
You don't need a lot of porn, just a little.
As a treat.
Can we,
Need enough.
can we put need in air quotes if we get to the captions of this podcast? We're not putting them in air quotes.
No, no, we are
We're
not.
removing the air quotes.
Editor, cut this out.
No
You'll
more
get-
quotes. They're gone.
You'll get air quotes back next podcast.
I mean,
You've lost
will
air quote
we?
privileges.
But yeah, I suggested Bastion because I figured that I hope that when all is said and done and when people have played the game, like regardless of whether they beat it or not, there's going to be a lot to talk about, I think. So and I also haven't played it in a really long time, so it'll be a revisit for me for sure. I'm excited.
Me too.
Well, and if anyone listening along wants to get the game themselves to try, it is $15 on Steam. And if it's on other consoles, probably $15 on those also.
Probably.
But $15 on Steam, which is all of our main platforms. Excuse me. All of our main platforms. And I will see you then. Take care, guys.
Hell yeah.
See you then.
See ya.
Bye.
I have ended my recording. I'm still streaming. For a second.